Hi, I'm Draxtor Despres with another look at films and filmmakers from this year's Producers Institute held at the Bay Area Video Coalition in San Francisco. Joining me now at the BAVC studio here in Second Life is Graham Meriwether. He calls himself a documentary journalist. His film is American Meat. Here's part of the trailer.
The poultry industry is as bad as I've ever seen it.
It really makes me sad to come in here and see these empty houses.
They've cut off 44 farms in this county.
I reckon I'm the only full-time farmer left in this whole area.
Mass-produced meat, it's showing itself. It's time for thinking people to return to their roots.
So, Graham, the central figure in your movie is farmer Joel Salatin, who was able to make a profit with his small farm and sustainable methods. Tell me more about him.
I don't use this word very often, but I think Joel is a genius within the agricultural realm. He models the way that the cows and chickens on his farm interact after the way that the wildebeests and the egrets interact on the Serengetis in Africa. So herbivores always move to avoid predation. So what Joel did to mimic that was he set up electronic fences, and then he moves these cows every day to a fresh paddock where they eat fresh grass. His chickens follow one day behind his cows. The cow dung that is generated from the cows is actually a place where a lot of beetle larvae and insects take form, and that provides a free, healthy food supply for the chickens.
You're still filming for American Meat right now on big industrial pig farms. The rough edits I've seen so far look like you're trying to avoid blaming large meat producers for what is wrong with the food supply in America.
Sure. I mean, yeah, one of the really important things to us is that we don't create a film that alienates people. We want to have a film that gives a fair shake to the industrial meat industry. The very first industrial chicken farmer that I approached allowed me to film and gave me complete access to his farm and to all of the practices that he was using. And I found the people working for these large agribusiness companies are good people. I just think they're stuck in an unhealthy and inefficient system.
So what is the solution to supply and demand issues? How can we move towards an all-around environmentally sound and sustainable agriculture?
I think there's no easy answer. One of the big questions that our film addresses is, can the organic movement really feed everybody? It still is only about 1 or maybe 2% of the entire market. Again, it goes back to working with the big companies and getting them to change the way they're doing things. Joel, in our film, he actually signs a deal while we're filming with Chipotle to provide all the pork for the Chipotle in Charlottesville, Virginia. Think about the implications if we're able to get the McDonald's and the Burger Kings to suddenly source their local meat, and then you could have a real seismic change. Maybe there'd be a grass-fed Big Mac one day.
Here at the BAVC Producers Institute, filmmakers get to develop some pretty exciting Web 2.0 projects for their films. You guys will launch a website called LeaveItBetter with the film. Some directors seem a little skeptical of this relationship with new technologies. Obviously, you're not one of them.
That's where the creativity is headed. Technology drives the creative space, and if you don't believe that, then you may be in trouble. I mean, you know, when you have a full HD camera that's smaller than a cell phone and can be proliferated very easily in very great numbers and is extremely inexpensive. There's people that have spent many years learning the production of film. I certainly don't mean to discredit those skills. At the same time, we are getting to a spot where it's getting easier and easier to do video, and it's requiring less and less training. It's not clear where it's going to head. How are you going to make a living if anyone can shoot video? It's just going to depend on the strength of the storytelling and how effectively you're able to engage your audience.
So audience participation on the web changes everything, even the film itself, let alone monetization via traditional distribution methods. So how will you deal with that, Mr. Fearless? Give me some specifics.
Yeah, right now I'm very open to new models because I'm not sure that documentary film as it exists now can really continue to exist. We want to take 4-minute increments of the film and post them online to our community at LeaveItBetter.com and get people's feedback, and then cut another 4 minutes in response to the community's feedback. And that way you're actually bringing the community into the filmmaking process, and we'll probably end up with a totally different film than the one that we cut on our own. So the future is very uncertain. The industry is in a moment of an identity crisis, and it's just really time right now to try different things and see what happens.
Thank you, Graham, for coming to BAVC Second Life Studio. Will we see you in SL again, you think?
Sure. I mean, like, that's one of the things to me that's so exciting about Second Life is that you can get into a room with hundreds and maybe even thousands of people from all over the world and watch a trailer or watch a film together and then have a discussion about it afterwards and in a beautiful virtual space. So it's just a platform where we can continue to grow and discover new ways of communicating with our audiences.
That was Graham Meriwether. In Second Life, he goes by the name of Old Man Portal. I'm Draxtor Despres with conversations about art, technology, and social justice, brought to you by BAVC in San Francisco. More to come. Much more. Stay tuned.